everybody. It's me again. One of these guys on this planet. Today was a really good day for me. It was kind of scary at some parts, but everything worked out. Everything worked out. I've been reading about integrity and in developing principles. I think that's something that I want to have. Relationships depend a lot on trust, and I want to be trustworthy. No matter who it is, I want that to be a principle of mine, that people can, when I tell them something, they're not have to wonder, is this guy giving me the truth or not, if they know me. So I had an opportunity today to where if I told the truth, it was very likely that it would have not worked out well for me. But I did anyway. I told the truth, and and I felt a lot better about it than if I had lied. I feel much better that I told the truth, and you know what? It actually worked to my favor. Because I told the truth, that was in a position to determine my future. They decided to keep working with me in spite of it, and I don't think it would have worked out well if I hadn't, So I don't know, and it was scary, It took some courage. I had to do it anyway, but I was sitting there like I'm redefining my life, and I'm writing the program, so to speak, for who I want to be. Because first of all, we do have the power that is up to us, who we want to be, and it doesn't have anything to do with who we've been. But who we are tomorrow depends on who we want to be, but you first have to realize that you have that power. And I do realize that. And I'm the one responsible for that. What they've done to me and where I've been and all these excuses that you can give yourself, it's not enough. At the end of the day, you are who you choose to be. You're not who someone has designed you to be or created you to be. I know a lot of people believe that, and that's true, but if you do believe in God, you need to realize that being created as you are, He gave you the power to be who you want to be. That's up to you, because that's called free will. I think everybody agrees we all have free will, no matter what your religious standpoint is. And if you believe God gave you that, then you should exercise it. So I don't really think. But a lot of people hype on, well, that's just how God made me. I'm just this way. At least. And I'm talking from personal experience. I did that at some point. And it's cowardice that makes people say that. I can only say that because that was me. I'm not out here to point fingers at people, make them feel bad. I'm just being real with you guys because I love you, and I want to be honest and truthful. And that's who I want to be from now on. Someone who tells the truth. And when I make a mistake, I want to own up to it. So, because I think that's the first step in changing, is realizing that you need to change. And and it takes some humility too to admit that you maybe weren't on the right path. We're not perfect people. None of us are perfect. Why do we have to go around pretending like we are? So much so that it hinders us from being what we should be. I think that it could really block you. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. And the other thing I want to talk about that I've been reading about is empathy. And when communicating with people. So say someone is talking to you about something that they're going through, like, for example, they don't enjoy mowing their lawn. There's a whole lot of things that could lead up to a person saying that. and it's not necessarily the same thing every time. Whereas you may have had a similar experience talking to this person. Yeah, you don't like lawns either, so you automatically assume that that person doesn't like lawns because of how you don't like lawns and why you don't like lawns. And from that point, you can assume and only listen and already like make the determination in your mind that everything that that person has to say now lines up with what you've experienced. And that's not very empathetic at all. It appears to be, but really all you're doing is tapping into your own autobiography and applying it to their life. Like, it's like everything that you do, and you look around at the whole world, you're constantly referencing your past and what you've done, and how it all lines up and fits with that. And you end up with a skewed perspective, a perspective that isn't aligned with reality. And I think that that can be detrimental as well. I know, because I did that to people. I think I did that a lot to my ex-wife. You know, because just because I feel a certain way or interpret things a certain way doesn't mean everyone does. You know, it's not the same across the board. It's hard for me it was hard for me to accept that, because I'm very scientific minded, like I'm very analytical. And in the realm of science, there's base rules for everything, and there's across the board it doesn't change, you know, like physics. Of course, those are always being redefined, but they still are defined until they're redefined, and they don't move. But people aren't like that, you know. There's so much complexity to the human psyche, and emotions and logic blend and mix in our minds, instincts, emotions, and logic, you know, and thought. All those things really make a lot of combinations possible. You know, it's like nature and nurture. They churn out a lot of different possibilities, and no one has lived the same life as another person, like you just haven't. But I think I did that, and I also know that that's detrimental because it's been done to me, you know, especially when it comes to religion. People, my understanding things and definitions of things and spiritual needs and desires are not the same as everyone else's, and I don't believe that there are two people who have the same needs and desires spiritually, whatever that means. You know, do we have spirits? I don't know. I'd like to think that there's something about my consciousness that is tangible outside of just information, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe information is spirit. You know, the Bible kind of supports that a little bit. It says that God was the Word. Well, words are information, you know. And people think about that, like people leave behind digital ghosts all the time. Lots of information that, like right now, this is, when I'm dead, this will still be here. The spirit of what I'm saying will still be in this video, eternally. Or at least as long as there's servers, you know, and as long as there's YouTube. And so, there's that aspect of things, and I don't know, it's just a lot to think about, you know. This is my brain, Micah's brain. Welcome. You might not want to stay, but here we are. Thanks for listening, you know, whoever you are, and I love you, and I hope that you continue to do well in life, you know. I just have good wishes for you and for everyone. So, anyway, I guess till next time. So what I'm trying to say is you know, try to be more empathetic. You know, I'm going to start doing the same thing. And anytime I suggest something to you guys, it's usually like because I'm just now thinking about that and want to apply it too. And maybe sharing it would help. So, some practical ways I could do that. I have a little brother, and we share a room right now. Because I'm getting back on my feet, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is after the fallout, man. It was complete. I don't have anything. I've got a 93 Nissan Sentra. I have two kids who probably think I don't love them. I have to figure out how to deal with that too, you know, and I want to. The desire is there. Of course I love them, but right now, like I want to be with them all the time, but I don't trust myself enough yet, you know. I know what my intentions are, but I also know I have a condition, you know, and I'm under supervision, so to speak. My parents are watching and helping me out, and I'm listening to them. I'm self-evaluating all the time, and I'm gonna start getting some counseling. I'm gonna call them later today or tomorrow and let y'all know how that goes. And I'm fixing to start going to Narcotics Anonymous every week. Not that I currently have an issue with that, but I have in the past, and I don't want to ever go there again, you know? So, as far as, like, you know, being dependent on narcotics, I can't say I was, like, a regular user of any of the hard stuff. I've tried them, but they didn't really work. That hollowed out feeling is what I was trying to distract myself from, you know? Marijuana is what I use mostly, or used mostly, pardon me, I don't use it now. I really don't want to, you know, I don't have the desire to. I do have the desire to be a wholesome person, you know, like, whatever that means, to be normal. That's what I want, because I know that I haven't been, you know, but I want to be different, and it's easy to, like, sit around feeling bad about all the time I've lost, but, you know, everything happens for a reason, they say. I don't think that's true, but everything does happen, and I think the reason's up to you. I think that the why behind everything is perspective. It's about your perspective, and it's different for every person, and we can choose that. That's a huge power. That's extremely empowering to know that we have the ability to determine the why, and it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be something, you know, something from some outside force that is affecting you. You know, that's profound. I didn't think about that till just now. I'm gonna have to chew on that some more. Anyway, I love all of you. Keep being cool.